Everyone, today I want to talk about some plants, and one of the most popular plants that we see are orchid plants. I have a little miniature orchid phalaenopsis plant that we have that we see them everywhere. They're done in all different types of containers and everybody is selling them. And what we need to do is make it a little bit unique on how you want to create a really fun display of your orchid plants. I have a clear glass bowl. This happens to be the Heritage Bowl from Accent Decor. It comes in 3 different sizes. But what's fun about this is it's going to give us a really different way to show off our plants and how we can plant them in that. Orchids take minimal care, so it's really easy to use some unique approaches to this. On the outside of the glass, I added some detail with just some natural fiber. This is jute that I just tied onto it and just attached it to that outside edge. In the very center of it, I just want to take some burlap ribbon, and I just want to start doing some layering. Layering is just where you just create design in and out all the way through, and I want to just add that to the inside of our bowl. Just back and forth. There is no size that has to be. It's all random, and that's the unique part of this, is just keeping that random all the way through. So it can be large, it can be small, it can be multiples, just gathered together just to create that interest. And when you come to the outside edge, you just want to make sure that you've got those folds and that interest all the way through, that it's not something that is just a strip. So it just creates that weaving, layering pattern all the way through. So let's just get it all in there because we want just different layers. This is about 5 to 6 yards of burlap. And we just want to make sure that it's all down inside, and you can see that the interest that it creates is really kind of fun. So it has a pattern to this. Now what we want to do is to take our orchid plant, and I've just taken it out of the pot itself. It has its air roots, it's got a little bit of the sphagnum moss. When you've got an orchid and it has sphagnum moss on it instead of bark, the sphagnum moss absorbs more water and it keeps it watered a lot longer than if it was the bark. So this will keep it quite moist for a long period of time. I just want to kind of take this and just kind of open up the burlap ribbon and just kind of tuck it into an area. And I kind of want to go off to the side just a little bit. I also have some river stones, and these are also from Accent Decor, and I want to use it as basically a brace. So I'm just going to tuck it in between all of these little ribbon pieces just to give me dimension. I can also add a little bit, if I wanted to, some of the wood chips that I can just tuck back into. This has plenty of moss on it, so it's going to be just fine. Really all it does is add moisture and support. That's all it does. It doesn't necessarily have any of that on the orchid itself. When I go to water this, because it's the burlap ribbon, it's going to get a little bit wet, but it doesn't wick a lot, and you don't have to add a lot of water to this at all, just because it doesn't take much. So we're just adding the river stones in just to support this orchid in the place that I want it to be, and I'm just tucking it in between the weavings, those layerings of the burlap. And it just creates interest all the way through. It just gives us dimension, it gives us that texture, which is, to me, is just really kind of fun. But again, a little bit of that moss, adding some of that rock to it, puts that inside, tucking them in. And as you can see, we have that pattern all the way around. Our orchid is supported, and tucking all of our rocks down into that very center that gives us that base. What it does is now it makes it a lot more substantial so that it supports that orchid, and it gives us just a really fun design technique that gives us that dimension all the way through. Loving being able to see all the different textures, adding that a little bit different, and then again, it's not the same as everybody else's, so it gives you that fun. Again, our beautiful phalaenopsis orchids, and using burlap ribbon and river rock just to give us some fun.